And now, KBCT Broadcasting presents another episode of Those Bickering Bickersons, brought to you by Halo Shampoo.
Halo, everybody, Halo. Halo is the shampoo that glorifies your hair. So Halo, everybody, Halo. With softer, lively curls and brighter, sparkling hair. So Halo, everybody, Halo. Halo Shampoo, Halo.
And now we present John and Blanche Bickerson in Gloria Goosby's Dinner.
Wrong thing. Hold on.
Yep.
The Bickersons have retired. Mrs. Bickerson lies tense and awake in the darkness as poor husband John, victim of a rare type of insomnia which keeps the patient in a complete lethargy for 8 hours at a time, offers valid proof of his agonizing affliction.
This has been going on since 9 o'clock. Oh, please, not that again. John! John! Quit it!
Quit it, Blanche. Quit it.
John! There must be something that will put a stop to that hideous snoring. Why do you do it?
Do what, Blanche?
Snore!
Huh?
Snore! John! John, I'm going out of my mind. For years, you've been telling people you've got insomnia, but you not only sleep like a log, you sound like you're sawing it.
Very funny.
It isn't funny, it's tragic. There's that clock again, 2 o'clock. I've counted that thing, John, 45 times since we went to bed, and I still haven't slept.
Well, how do you expect to sleep if you're gonna lie there counting chimes? Throw the darn clock out. It's keeping me awake too.
You wouldn't wake up if we had Big Ben in the room.
Big Ben who?
The house could fall down. You never know it.
Oh, that's not true, Blanche. You know I'm a very light sleeper.
Light sleeper. About an hour ago, we had the worst thunderstorm I ever heard, and you never even budged.
Well, why didn't you wake me? You know I can't sleep when it's thundering.
I'm a nervous wreck. I've got crow's feet around my eyes, my forehead's all wrinkled, and my chin is sagging. I'm beginning to look like an old hag. It's true, isn't it?
I wouldn't say that.
Why not, John?
I'll be awake the rest of the night.
You do think it's true, though, don't you?
What's true?
I'm beginning to look like an old hag.
You were not beginning to look like an old man.
Why do you emphasize beginning?
All right. You're not beginning to look like an old hag.
That sounds even worse.
How do you want me to say it?
Say I look beautiful.
Okay. I look beautiful. Good night.
Oh, I don't know how a man could be so cruel. Is it any wonder I'm getting old before my time?
What time is it?
It's after 2 o'clock and I haven't slept a wink.
Well, go to sleep.
You can't stand the sight of me, can you, John?
I can stand it fine.
Before we were married, you used to say such beautiful, poetic things. You don't anymore.
Oh, well, Blanche, how do you expect me to feel poetic at 2 o'clock in the morning?
You used to feel that way at 3 o'clock before we were married. Say something poetic.
Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a...
Oh, stop it. You're just trying to irritate me now.
Well, what do you want me to say?
You know what I want you to say.
Okay. Blanche, when I look into your eyes, time stands still. Are you satisfied?
No.
Well, why not?
That could also mean I have a face that would stop a clock.
Well, if the shoe fits. I want to get some sleep.
You're not going to make me believe I'm hideous and ugly, John Bickerson.
Huh?
It isn't so long ago I won a beauty contest in my hometown.
Long enough.
I never hear you tell any of your friends about it.
Oh, Blanche, a man can't go around telling his friends that his wife was Miss Clam Harbor Lighthouse in 1939.
You make it sound as though I was the only girl in the contest. What about my sister Clara?
What about her? You won it, didn't you?
I'd like to hear you talk that way about Gloria Gooseby.
Oh, now don't start with Gloria Gooseby.
The way you drool, every time you look at her, you'd think she was Miss America.
I don't drool when I see anybody. I hate Gloria Gooseby.
Then why do you keep inviting her here to dinner?
I didn't invite her, you did.
Don't change the subject. If it weren't for the fact that her husband Leo is such a nice person, I wouldn't have either of them in the house. And the dinner was awful.
Well, you cooked it, Blanche.
Yes. The thought of that horrible Gloria Gooseby coming to dinner got me all confused, and I ruined everything. The minute I turned my back, the roast caught on fire, and I had to throw soup on it to put it out.
You should have thrown that pie on it, too.
There was nothing wrong with the pie.
I hate lemon meringue, and you know it.
It wasn't lemon meringue, it was apple pie.
Well, what was that yellow stuff on top?
Oh, the crust got burnt, and I had to put some unguentine on it.
Thank heaven I didn't eat any.
No, but your girlfriend stuffed herself with 4 pieces, the glutton.
She is not my girlfriend, and quit talking about her so I can get some sleep.
You wouldn't look at her twice if she didn't wear those brazen dresses.
I would, too. I don't care what she wears.
It's a shame Leo is such a little mouse. Believe me, if I were Gloria Gooseby's husband, I'd show her a thing or two. Somebody ought to turn her over and give her a good spanking.
Uh-huh.
I know what you're thinking, John Bickerson.
I'm not thinking anything. Why don't you let me sleep, Blanche?
I'm not going to stand for it much longer, John. You keep putting on that innocent attitude, but you don't fool me. I wouldn't feel so bad except, well, I'm so sick I could die.
What's the matter now?
I'm sick. I get fainting spells all the time, and the doctor doesn't know what it is. I know I'll never recover.
Oh, don't be silly. You'll recover. You've got a healthy constitution.
I have not.
You have, too. You had pneumonia and you got well. You had the flu, you got well. You had the mumps, you got well. You've had 60 diseases and you always got well. I never saw such a healthy woman in all my life.
Well, what about these fainting spells?
You'll recover from those, too. But if you ever get lockjaw, you'll bust. Why don't you faint now so I can get some sleep?
Of all the unsympathetic, unfeeling wretches, if you ever lost me, it wouldn't mean a thing to you.
Oh, wouldn't it though?
Well, you don't have to sound so eager.
I'm not eager, I'm just sleepy.
It's a good thing we don't have any children. I can just imagine what kind of a life a poor little child would have in this house. To have a father who constantly rants and raves, selfish and thoughtless, a man who can't bear the sight of his own child.
What are you talking about?
Me, sick in bed, and the poor little infant crying in his crib, crying his heart out for a little attention.
Blanche,
Why don't you feed the baby, John? John, why do you hate children so much?
because I can't bear them.
I know, but why do you hate them?
Blanche, all you want to do is keep me awake, isn't that right?
You would have been asleep long ago if you hadn't kept me awake with your snoring.
Well, can I help it if I snore?
Yes, you can. Dr. Marvin tells me there's something wrong with your nasal passages. He says you have a deviated septum. Why don't you let him fix it?
Okay, I'll have it fixed next week.
You say it, but you won't do it. Let him fix it now.
What?
Go on, get up and let the doctor pull out your septum.
Blanche, are you out of your mind? Do you think I'm gonna let that broken down doctor hammer on my nose at 3 o'clock in the morning?
He doesn't hammer on your nose. He chisels.
You say that again, I've seen his bill.
Well, you're going to have to do something. As it is, neither of us is getting any sleep.
Well, why don't you have him sew up your ears?
I wouldn't argue at all if you'd just be nice for a minute.
You've been up to something again, Blanche. What is it?
I haven't been up to anything. I just want to hear you tell me you love me, that's all.
Well, you know I do.
You never say it.
Oh, I say it all the time.
Say it now.
I love you.
How much do you love me?
How much do you need?
$50.
Oh, now wait a minute, Blanche.
You promised me, John.
I know, but I can't give you anything extra this month.
That's what you told me last month.
Well, I kept my word, didn't I? Now, what do you want $50 for?
The rent.
Oh, the rent's in the cookie jar.
No, it isn't.
It is too. I looked there yesterday.
You didn't look today.
What? Blanche, don't tell me you spent that money on something foolish.
Oh, no. I gave it to a bookbinder.
A bookbinder? What do we need with a bookbinder? Our book is in fine condition.
Not that kind of bookbinder. This man goes to the racetrack. He's a trout.
A trout? The racetrack? Blanche, Blanche, did you bet that money with a bookmaker? Put on the lights.
Now, don't get excited, John. He brought back the ticket here.
Oh, a $50 win ticket. How could you take my hard-earned money and gamble it away on a horse? I work my fingers to the bone and you squander every penny I make. You never see me betting horses. I've never been to a racetrack in my life. What's the name of the horse?
Baldino Ridge.
The bum. A worn-out goat that hasn't won a race since Del Mar. Oh, Blanche, why'd you do it? Did he win?
No, he ran second.
$50 tossed away.
Why are you tearing up the ticket, John?
Because it's no good. I ought to make you eat the pieces. This is the worst thing you've ever done in your life, Blanche. At least you could have played him to place.
Well, don't throw the pieces away, John. What makes you so sure it's no good?
Well, you played the horse to win, didn't you?
Yes,
And he ran second, didn't he?
yes, but...
Well, then the ticket's worthless. Here, watch your $50 go out the window. There. I knew you had something on your mind.
I'm sorry, John.
What's the difference? Who won the race? Do you know?
Yes, I heard it on the radio.
Well, who won it?
Disqualified.
Disqualified.
Yes, the announcer said the winner of the race was disqualified.
Oh, I wish I was dead.
Good night, John.
And so this ends another visit with the Bickersons. Tune in next week when John and Blanche return in the episode entitled The Tax Refund, brought to you by Halo Shampoo.
Halo, everybody, halo. Halo is the shampoo that glorifies your hair. So halo, everybody, halo. With softer, lively curls and brighter, sparkling hair. So halo, everybody, halo. Halo shampoo, halo.
Smokers, the whole story of Pall Mall's modern design is right in front of your eyes. The minute you look at a Pall Mall, you see Pall Mall's greater length. That's modern design. And when you light your cigarette, you can see that Pall Mall's greater length travels the smoke further, over a 20% longer route of Pall Mall's traditionally fine tobaccos. Pall Mall's greater length filters the smoke naturally, diminishes heat and bite on the way, gives you a cooler, smoother, better tasting smoke. Ladies and gentlemen, believe the evidence of your own eyes. Pall Mall gives you visible proof of its advantage to smokers. Your eye tells why. Pall Mall's modern design filters the smoke, gives it that cooler, smoother taste.
Happy little wash day song. For a wash that's whiter and brighter than new. Rinso washes, Rinso new. Rinso white, whiter than new. Rinso bright, brighter than new. Rinso white, Rinso bright, Rinso new.
Rinso New. Rinso gets clothes whiter than new. Rinso New. Even on rainy days, Rinso puts sunshine in your wash. No other soap can make your wash so white, so bright, because no other soap contains the scientific ingredient Solium. Rinso gets out more dirt. Yes, gets out more dirt than any other type of wash day product. And yet Rinso is so safe for your clothes and so kind on your hands. Get Rinso today. See your wash become brighter than new.
Rinso white, Rinso bright, Rinso new. Happy little wash day song.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax, Johnson's Carnu, and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with music by the Kingsmen and Billy Mills Orchestra. When you walk into a store to make a purchase, whether it's Johnson's Wax, or soap, or shoes, does it occur to you that your dealer renders you a valuable service, and never so valuable as now, when wartime restrictions complicate his operations? He buys a little of this, a little more of that, things he believes you're going to need, and he puts them on his shelf until you come to buy them. He has to have a convenient location, people to wait on you, and maybe delivery service. Now, if that's all he did, you still couldn't get along without him. But he does more. He exercises buying judgment on your behalf, selects from among the goods offered those that he can recommend to you and stand behind. For your protection, Johnson's Wax, Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, and Johnson's Carnu are sold only through recognized dealers, never by independent door-to-door canvassers. Remember this, if a house-to-house canvasser ever offers you such a product under a Johnson name. Ah, what is so rare as this time of year, when city dwellers full of cheer start making for the lakes and woods with tons and tons of sporting goods, with suntan lotion, bathing suits, fly rods, rifles, wading boots, camp stoves, tents, and hunting knives, dark glasses, beer, and weary wives, full of fun and fancy follies, and plans, like Fibber McGee and Molly.
What I'd really like to do is to go into the wildest part of the Rocky Mountains with nothing on me but a blanket and a hunting knife. That's what I'd really like to do. What's so funny?
You?
Huh?
I can picture you prowling around the mountains with a blanket and a knife.
What you mean?
Why, you can't even peel an apple without losing a few fingers.
Oh, and why? Because I'm soft? I've been living too easy. A couple of weeks in the woods and I'd harden up like a boarding house mattress.
Oh, well, somehow a week or two of camping out doesn't have much appeal for me. Let's stay home, McGee, and play rummy and go to a few
No,
movies.
sir, nothing doing. Well, I want to get away from things.
What things?
Well, things, people and telephones and mail and newspapers.
Well, where are we going? Have you decided?
Oh, I think so. Of course, we can't take the train anyplace, and we haven't got a car, so I picked someplace close. Lake Dugan.
Lake Dugan?
Yep,
Why, that's right on the edge of town.
sure. Take all our stuff out there on the streetcar. I can run in every morning and get the mail and the newspapers. And see if there's any phone calls. Swell swimming there, too.
Yes, you could find a place between the rowboats. That's a fine place to get away from people.
Huh?
Why, you can't even roast a marshmallow out there without burning a hole in somebody's bathing trunks.
Well, that reminds me, where's my Boy Scout hatchet?
Well, you threw it away.
I did?
Sure, because you cut your wrist when you tried to open a can of tomatoes with it.
Huh?
Remember? I washed your wrist off with boric acid and your mouth out with soap.
Where's my rifle?
Well, it's practically all rusted to pieces.
Rusted? Well, how did it get rusted?
Well, you said it was almost impossible to get cartridges for it now, so I had to have something to stir the wash with.
Oh my gosh, all my equipment is shot. What? Come in.
How do you do, Mr. McGee? Hello, Mrs. McGee.
Hi, sis. Hi.
How do you do, I'm sure.
I just stopped in to tell you I'm going on my vacation for the next 2 weeks and to wish you a very pleasant summer.
Well, gee, sis, thanks. Thanks very much. Same to you.
Yeah, we hope you have a nice time too, dearie.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
It'll be nice to hear your voice again in the fall. Well, good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Who was that?
I don't know, I thought you knew.
Sorry, my wife. I was going to ask you.
Why, this is terrible, I'm gonna ask her.
Yeah, you better find out.
You, wait a minute, dearie, what's your name?
Mert!
Oh, thank you. Mert.
Yeah, my gosh, I knew I heard that voice before. Huh, you know, for an operator, she's got a nice set of phone number. Who now?
Abigail Uppington. And be nice, McGee, we won't be seeing her again until the end of summer.
I wish somebody'd write music to that. Those are the prettiest lyrics I've ever heard.
Now, McGee, you're not being fair. She doesn't mean to be so uptown, she's just got an inferiority complex.
Inferiority complex, my clavicle. That's the excuse everybody gives for somebody being bad-mannered, high-hat, and generally disagreeable. Why, that old whippet never had...
Hush! She'll hear you. Come in! Oh, for goodness sakes, if it isn't Abigail Uppington.
Oh, how do you do, my dear? And Mr. McGee.
Hi, Uppity. Hey, fling the frame on a chair and I'll tell you how we celebrated Father's Day in...
Oh, and how did we, Mr. McGee?
Well, it was pop, pop, pop all day long.
Oh,
Get it, girls? Father, pop. It's kind of a subtle play on words.
Tain't funny, McGee.
Firstly, I thought it was rather provocative of mirth. Well, Uppy, what are your plans for the summer, just to start the conversation, because I really don't give a...
McGee, mind your manners.
oh, not at all, Mrs. McGee, please. After all, one expects a certain natural rudeness in the virile, masculine, rough, diamond outdoor type of man.
Well, gee, thanks, Uppy. You don't just say that...
Although, in the anemic, undersized pool room type like you, Mr. McGee, it's just merely irritating.
Oh, yeah? Why, you triple-chin, non-flying fortress.
McGee, stop it this minute. My goodness, you ought to be ashamed. Now apologize to Abigail.
Okay. I apologize, Uppy. It's my inferiority complex. Makes me nasty.
Oh, these little outbursts don't upset me the least, Mr. McGee. I merely say to myself, Abigail, I says, Abigail, I say, why should you be annoyed because some inflated little gutter snipe goes away and leaves his voice running?
But Abigail, listen, it's just...
Oh, no. These little arguments do not affect my social equilibrium in the slightest degree. That is due to my theatrical training.
Oh?
Oh, yes. In the theater, one is trained not to be overwhelmed by the stress of emotional scenes, and in spite of them, to make a graceful exit.
Uh-huh.
Good day.
Oh, wait, Abigail, don't!
Closet!
Oh, wrong exit. Goodbye.
Now, do you know what you need for this camping trip, McGee?
I'm sure I know what I need for a camping trip. I've been camping ever since I was a kid. Nothing healthier, too, either.
Yeah, I guess so.
Used to sleep like a log. Matter of fact, up in the Canadian Rockies once, I slept so much like a log, they rode me into the river and I was halfway down the sawmill before I woke up. It was only because of my...
Hello there, kids. Where you going?
Hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Going down to the Wistful Vista Sports Shop, old timer, starting our vacation tomorrow and need some camping equipment.
Oh, that's great stuff, kids. Great stuff. Used to be quite an outdoorsman myself. Used to own a ranch in Wyoming.
That's what you says last week. What's your brand?
Oh, 2 guitars, a fiddle, a banjo, and a jug. One of the fellas used to do this.
No.
Huh?
Not band, brand.
Yeah, didn't you brand your cattle?
Oh, I started to once, but I accidentally sat down on a hot branding iron.
Oh, I see.
What happened to me shouldn't happen to a cow.
Well, if you spent so much time on a ranch, Mr. Oldtimer, how come you're not bow-legged?
Used to be awful bow-legged, daughter.
Oh.
I was so bow-legged, I had a terrible time in church for a while. Took my 3 pews to kneel down.
How'd you ever get your gams ironed out?
I took a trip to New York, got caught in the subway rush, come out knock-kneed.
Well, I always knew you were a Westerner, Mr. Oldtimer. You know, you've got that squinty look around the eyes that comes from gazing across the sunlit desert or trying to find the pork in a can of pork and beans.
That's pretty good, daughter. But that ain't the way I heard it. Way I heard it, one feller says to, uh-oh, I gotta get going. Have a nice summer, kids. See you in the fall.
Hey, what's the rush?
Oh, I got a date with my gal, Johnny. Librarian at the library.
Oh.
She reads to me every afternoon. We're on Black Beauty now, and I'm pretty worried how it comes out.
Oh?
Things the way they are now, I'm scared Black Beauty's gonna wind up on a blue plate special. Have fun, kids.
You know, I hope you'll be as young as he is when you're as old as he is, McGee.
I hope I never look that old. His face looks like it's worn out 3 bodies. Oh, here's the sports shop, Molly. Come on.
Good day, sir. What can I do for you? We're having a special today on moose calls. Genuine Brazilian birch bark. They come in 3 tones: plaintive, urgent, and imperative.
Oh, no thanks, Abby. I don't want one.
But sir, why in our last order we asked for 6 gross. And do you know how many we got? Half a dozen, of which this is the last one.
Oh.
There won't be any more, you know, for the duration.
Oh, how terrible.
Well, gee, maybe I better take one while I got...
No, we don't want it, McGee. We need a moose call like you need a hole in the head.
And in his case, maybe that's exactly
Oh,
what...
pipe down, Abby. My wife says I don't need a moose call. By George, I don't need a moose call, see? I would like to try it once. I never tried to call a moose.
Certainly, sir. Go right ahead.
That didn't particularly seem to arouse any. Oh, look, McGee. Here comes Mr. Wilcox.
Oh, this is a wonderful little gadget, Molly. One honk and in comes Wilcox.
Yes, but he's not a moose.
Well, he's an elk, ain't he? Awful close. Hi, Junior.
Hello, Fibber. Hello, Molly.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox. Say, you're an expert on better homes. Won't you help McGee pick out a pup tent?
Oh, sorry, I can't do it, Molly. I have to be at the war plant in 20 minutes.
Oh.
I just dropped in here to have my tennis racket restrung. Take care of it, will you, Miss Abercrombie?
Certainly, Mr. Wilcox. I'll have our racketeer go right to work on it.
What you all going to a war plant for, Junior?
Well, I've got to give a short talk
On what? As if we could never guess.
on nutrition.
Well, that's a new way to approach it. On what?
Nutrition.
Oh, now come, Mr. Wilcox. It's a fine product, we know, but even we who love Johnson's wax so dearly wouldn't eat it.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about that. I'm going to give a talk on the importance of war workers, yes, and other workers too, maintaining their health by eating the right kind of bodybuilding food, primarily butter and milk and cheese products. That's Group 4 of the government's nutrition program.
Oh, I see.
Yes, it seems the nutrition experts have divided all food into 7 groups, and to keep in fighting trim, we must have at least 1 food out of each group every day. Milk is one of the most necessary items in the whole list.
So what if I don't like milk? My gosh, if I get plenty of meat and potatoes, and then I would...
Oh, well, you see, The milk and cheese group of the nutrition plan contains some of the most vital elements to human health. Milk furnishes about 3/4 of the calcium we need every day to build our bone structure properly. Milk and cheese are full of vitamin A, and without vitamin A, our eyesight is impaired. All grocery stores have lists of the 7 basic food groups posted up, and it's easy to refer to them when you do your shopping. Well, I think I'll close my little talk by saying, vitamins for victory. There's a great day coming, so drink your grade A today.
Oh,
You like that?
no, I don't.
You don't? Then it must be good. I'll use it. See you later, folks.
Goodbye, Mr. Wilcox.
Is there anything in particular I could show you now, sir?
Oh, not right away, Abby. I want to kind of look around first.
Yeah, we're mostly interested in camping equipment. He wants a pip tent.
What tent?
Well, they give me the pip every time. Oh, look, McGee, here comes Dr. Gamble. Hello, Doctor.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. Hello, McGee.
Hi, Doc.
Are you buying something, or did you just come in to get out of the fresh air?
Well, starting my vacation tomorrow, Doc. Gonna go camping.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hardly wait to treat you for sunstroke, poison oak, chiggers, water in the ears, spider bites, and fish hooks in the gluteus maximus.
No, I am gonna make him be more careful this year, Doctor.
Oh, it's no use, my dear. He's the kind who needs a lifeguard when he washes his hair. I think there ought to be a law against vacations. Here we build a man up and keep him in shape to do his daily work for 50 weeks out of the year. And what happens? He takes a vacation.
Well,
He sleeps outdoors in a damp cot, exercises like a commando, when his greatest effort for the past year has been tearing a band on a cigar, swallows gallons of muddy lake
tush,
water.
tush, tush, tush. You're just an old sourpuss, Doc. You think everybody ought to go through life chewing on a thermometer and walking on their hands so they don't get their feet wet?
Well, the doctor just doesn't like to see people make fools of themselves, dearie.
Well,
You're quite right, Mrs. McGee. But it's like trying to keep an apple seed from making an apple of itself. Well, I hope you folks enjoy yourselves this summer. Take a good rest, my boy.
Thanks, Doc.
And, my boy, don't be like most men on vacation.
Huh?
Remember, this little woman is your wife, not a red cap, a washing machine, or a nursemaid. Let her have some fun, too. And I'm glad you're getting out of town for a while, McGee.
You think it'll do him good, Doctor?
I doubt it, but it'll give me a new lease on life. Goodbye now.
Now, this is a very humane rabbit trap, Mr. McGee.
Mm-hmm.
Here's how it works. We put a piece of lettuce on the trigger here, cock the spring, then Mr. Rabbit comes along. See? He sniffs the lettuce, takes a bite, and that blank cartridge explodes. Ingenious, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but that would scare the rabbit away.
Well, of course. That's why this is the most humane trap made.
Well, I think that's ridiculous, and furthermore, I just
Well,
don't...
hello there, McGee. Hello, Mrs. McGee.
Why, Mr. Coast Guardsman Latrivia, how nice.
Hi, Latrivia, still on leave?
My leave is up tomorrow, McGee.
Well, I was gonna stop coasting and start gardening again, huh?
Yes. As I was saying to one of our petty officers last week.
Now, that isn't a very nice way to talk about your officers, Mr. Latrivia.
I said nothing derogatory, Mrs. McGee. In the Navy, an officer's rank.
If an officer's rank, you should keep quiet about it. Nobody's perfect, Mr. Latrivia. Remember that.
Mrs. McGee, please. I merely made the statement that a superior officer.
You've got an inferiority complex, Latrivia. They just seem to be acting superior because you got no gold braid, see?
I didn't say they acted superior. The superior officers, because the higher the rank.
They hire the rank, what? Go on and say it, Latrivia, but remember, enemy ears are all about us. No disloyalty.
Don't accuse me of disloyalty, McGee. I was only trying to tell you that an ordinary seaman is.
Don't you dare call our sailor boys ordinary seamen, Mr. Latrivia. Why, our sailors are the best seamen there are.
Yeah, just because you think your officers are petty and act superior, Latrivia, don't you?
I don't think anything! I mean, I didn't think what I was saying. You twisted everything I've said. Now let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
I said that one of our petty officers.
Now, Latrivia, I warn you, if you persist in that attitude, I'll be forced to report you.
Yes, and you'll be thrown in the grog for 90 days. How would you like that?
It isn't a grog, it's a brig. Grog is an Old Navy term meaning rum.
Yeah, well, what's so rum about a term in one of our grogs?
I tell you, it isn't a Grig. Brog. A Grig is a brig, no, that's Brog. In the Navy, Grib, brig, Brog, Brog.
Say, have you been drinking, Mr. Latrell?
Don't drink and you both know it. But before I go, I'd like to straighten you out.
Now, don't you threaten my wife, you big bully. You have to straighten me out before you lay a finger on her.
Yes, for shame, a man in the United States uniform threatening women with violence. Oh, Mr. Latrivia, I was never so...
Please, 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 just listen to me for a moment.
Okay, Latrivia, but make it snappy before I call the FBI.
Now look, you got me all wrong. I didn't mean to say. My observations were me. My officers are the finest. Say, what is this now?
Ah, dear.
You've been pulling my leg.
Yeah, and I don't mind telling you, Latrivia, you got the stretchingest leg we ever pulled.
Don't be angry, Mr. Latrivia, but it was just like old times and we just couldn't resist it.
Yeah.
Angry? Oh, I'm so relieved I could kiss you. I think I will.
Hey!
Oh, thank you.
Now, McGee.
No, you don't. You get away from me. I ain't gonna...
Oh, don't be silly. I just wanted to shake hands.
Oh, that.
That's it. Wish you a nice vacation, both of you.
Thanks.
Good luck. And I hope when we meet again, the box score will be no Hitlers, no ruins, no terrors.
Well, I hope so too, Latrivia. Happy landings, boy.
Goodbye now.
Great little guy, Latrivia.
Little?
Yeah.
Did you see his chest? I was scared to death he'd take a deep breath and push us right through a showcase.
Yeah, he's pretty husky little... you got that sleeping bag I asked for, Abby?
Yes, sir, a genuine snug bug sleeping bag.
Uh-huh.
We have 2 of these, though the other one is damaged, which makes this one the last one we have in stock.
For the duration.
Yes.
Say, that's pretty good. A sleeping bag. Just crawl in and zip it up, eh, Abby?
That's all. Waterproof, sun-fast, and guaranteed as long as it lasts.
Now listen, I don't think you want to... Oh, hello there, Mr. Wimple.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. Hello, Mr. McGee.
Hey, Wimple, man. You like this sleeping bag? I'm thinking about buying it for a little camping trip Molly and me are going on.
Oh, I don't care much for them, Mr. McGee. Let sleeping bag fly is my motto.
Mr. Wimple, were you buying some vacation things?
No, Mrs. McGee. Sweetie Face sent me down to pick up a couple of dumbbells.
Oh.
My goodness, I never expected to find you here.
Is that a crack course?
Of course not, Mr. McGee. I never make cracks.
Oh.
I learned my lesson last week when I flew off the handle with Sweetie Face.
Oh.
You did what, Mr. Wimple?
I flew off the handle.
You finally did it.
Yes, I was out in the kitchen frying some eggs and Sweetie Face came in.
Yeah?
She grabbed the frying pan, but I hung on to it.
Uh-huh.
So she started whirling me around her head.
Oh.
Finally, I flew off the handle and crashed into the china cabinet.
I'll bet she was sorry she did that.
No, that made her more angry than ever. She said, "Aha, in your cups again," and slugged me with the refrigerator.
Very violent woman, I'd say.
Yes. You gonna buy this sleeping bag, Mr. McGee?
Well, I don't know, Wim. Mind if I try this one on for size, Abby?
Very happy to have you, Mr. McGee. We don't close till 5:30. If you'd care to take a little nap in.
Oh, no. You
I
don't
ain't
need...
sleepy anyway, Molly. Here, hold the top open while I wiggle into it. Well, that's it. A little while. Yeah, that's it.
Fits nicely around those hips, don't it?
My goodness. He looks like a little caboose in there, doesn't he, Mrs. McGee?
You mean papoose, Mr. Wimple. A caboose is the rear end of a freight train.
Yes, I know.
Okay, zip it up, Abby. Hey, this is wonderful. I'll buy this, Abby. You better let me out now. It's a little too hot in here.
Oh, dear me.
What's the matter?
Well, the little piece that unzips it broke off. So careless of me.
Well, get a knife and cut me out of this. I'm smothering.
Sure.
Good heavens, man. This is a $32 sleeping bag.
Well, he's worth more than that to me alive. Rip it open.
have no authority to injure the property of the store.
Oh, well, all this God-trodden dirty luck. Why does everything have to happen to me?
Well, what do you find so amusing, Mr. Wimple?
It just struck me funny, Mrs. McGee, to have you end the season on this note.
On what note, Mr. Wimple?
Well, for one, the bag is holding McGee.
Oh.
There's one thing we all have in common right now. We're very busy. There are so many demands on our time, both on the job and at home, that we're tempted to let certain things slide, just not get them done. You might think, for example, you could just forget the finish on your car, let it look shabby as long as you watch things like the tires and batteries. But there's more to it than meets the eye. That dirt and grease and road scum that collect on the finish may be doing serious damage by chemical action. The only safe procedure is to remove that shabby film of dirt and keep the finish clean. Then it won't deteriorate. You can keep it clean so easily with Johnson's Car New, the easy-to-use polish that both cleans and polishes with one application. 2 jobs at once. Car New is a liquid, right into a powder which is easily wiped off. You'll gladly do a Car New job yourself, and you'll be surprised what it will do for your self-respect and for your driving pleasure. Remember the name Johnson's Car New, spelled C-A-R-N-U.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our sponsors and all of us connected with this show, we want to thank you once more for your wonderful support and loyalty. As you know, the makers of Johnson's Wax dedicate every 4th program to the presentation of some government message, some phase of the war effort, which we thought we might make a little clearer to you in our own peculiar way. We want to thank Mr. Elmer Davis, his Office of War Information, for the highly efficient cooperation we've had in getting our facts straight and eliminating conflicts with other programs.
So until McGee and I see you nice people again, good night all.
Good night.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson Wax Finishes for Home and Industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night for another episode of Fibber McGee and Molly.
Pepsi-Cola hits the spot, 12 full ounces, that's a lot. Twice as much for a nickel too. Pepsi-Cola is the drink for you. Pepsi-Cola is the drink for you.
The KBCT Broadcasting System presents Your Hit Parade, brought to you by Lucky Strike Cigarettes. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. No wonder that with men who know tobacco best, it's Lucky's 2 to 1. Your Hit Parade leads off with a song that's number 3 on this week's charts. Here's Ann Delahaye to sing I'll Be Seeing You.
I'll be seeing when the night is through, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.
And that was this week's number 3 song. And this is your announcer to bring you the rest of your hit parade with the Lucky Strike Orchestra and the Hit Paraders. And here's the song that's 5 from the top tonight, As Time Goes By, with Martha O'Neill.
This day and age we're living in gives cause for apprehension, with speed and new invention and things like fourth dimension. We get a trifle weary with Mr. Einstein's theory, so must get down to earth at times, relax, relieve the tension. No matter what the progress or what may yet be through, the simple facts of life are such they cannot be renewed. You must remember this: a kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by. And when two lovers meet, they still say I love you. On that you can rely. No matter what the future brings as time goes by. Moonlight and love songs never out of date. Hearts full of passion, jealousy and hate. Woman needs man, man must have his faith that no one can deny. Well, it's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by. Yes, the world will always welcome lovers as time goes
The Hit Paraders are in to sing a song that your Hit Parade survey shows us is in 6th place this week, Swinging on a Star.
Hey Alex, how was school? Not great though, huh? Well, school's important, so let me ask you some questions. Ooh, would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a mule? How would you like to be a mule?
Not at all.
Well, see, I wouldn't either, and I'll tell you why. A mule is an animal with long, funny ears. He kicks up at anything he hears.
Is that
hate to go to school. You may grow up to be a mule.
Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a pig?
A pig? How would you like to be a pig?
No,
Well, why don't you tell everyone why not?
a pig is an animal with dirt on his face. His shoes are terrible to space.
What's wrong with my shoes?
He's got no manners when he eats his food. He's fat and lazy and extremely rude.
But if you don't care a feather or a fig, you could grow up to be a pig.
Would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are?
Or would you rather be a fish? Would you like to be a fish?
Ew.
No. Well, why don't you tell everyone why not?
A fish won't do anything to swim in a brook. He can't write his name or read a book.
And to fool all people is his only thought. And though he's slippery, he still gets caught. And if that sort of life is what you wish, you could grow up to be a fish. And all the monkeys are in the zoo. Every day you meet quite a few. So you see, it's all up to you. You could be better than you are. You could be swinging on a star. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, today, America's historic tradition of fine tobacco is carried on by the makers of Lucky Strike cigarettes. And in Lucky Strike, you yourself can discover how much fine tobacco means to you as a smoker. It's the tobacco that counts. And at first, last, and always, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. All over America, the tune you just heard is number 6. And here are the hit paraders with the song that rates number 4 from Maine to California, Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was the top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. He really brought him down because he couldn't jam. The captain seemed to understand. Because the next day the cap went out and ran to the band. Now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. A toot-a-toot-a-tootly, a tootly goes an 8 to the bar. In boogie rhythm, he can't blow a note unless the bass and guitar's playing with him. Come to drunk when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. He was some boogie woogie bugle boy, a company B. And when he plays boogie woogie bugle, he's as busy as a bus bee. And when he plays and leaves the company jumps straight to the bar. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, a company B. Toot-a-toot-a-toot-a-toot-a-toot, toot-a-toot, he blows an 8 to the bar. He can't blow a note if the bass and guitar isn't with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. Because they know how he plays when someone gives him the beat. He really breaks it up when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, company B. And the company jumps with it, that's reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, company B.
Your hit parade continues with a newcomer that breaks into the charts tonight at number 2. Here's Jim Deserter with Moonlight Serenade.
This song is for the love of my life. I stand at your gate, and the song that I sing is of moonlight. I stand and I wait for the touch of your hand in a June night. The roses are sighing a moonlight serenade.